this morning. It is hot here, as in horrible hot. So I'm trying something different. I've got the curtains in front of me closed this morning because I found that I was getting a lot of glare. I'll see what I can do about that in the future, because I don't really want the curtains closed. I'd rather see the outside. But yeah, I was finding it a bit hard with my glasses. So anyway, lovely to see you all. Good morning, Suzanne, Kerry, Holly, Marlene, Mum. I think that's all for now. Let me see. Oh, Roz is here. Hi everyone. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I've done this morning. I've just kept that closed. Although I could really do with it open and get some breeze through. I don't know which way I'm going to go. But anyway, the craft room is coming on fairly well. I've got a lot of it done. We had to put an extra set of shelves in here because I ran out of space for all my craft stuff. But isn't that just the normal? Doesn't everybody do that? I've got rid of, you would not believe how much stuff I've got rid of over the last week with this move. It's been unbelievable how much we've taken to the charity shops and how much has gone in the bin. And then, of course, yesterday we had a whole load of stuff out on the undercover area. And the owner did warn us that if it rains really hard, that it absolutely, came through there in torrents. Well, she wasn't joking. In that storm that we had yesterday morning, so much stuff got wet. And that made the choice easy for me, didn't it? It was wet. Get rid of it. Oh, you love the crystals? Yeah, my crystal cabinet used to be in my bedroom. It does give out a lot of energy. So, hi, Barbara. How are you? But in here, I love it in here. And my cats love to get into, if I happen to leave one of the doors open, because I have feathers and that in there as well. So, yeah, I have to try and remember to keep it closed so that the cats don't get in there. Hi, Leslie. How are you this morning? Good to see you're heading for 41. My goodness, you would be out there. Yeah, it's sometimes you feel like it's not even worth having a shower, because you get in there, you get out, you can't dry yourself anyway, can you? So I've pulled the hair back this morning. I know it's not the of course my mother would love it. I'm sure she'll tell me that, but I prefer to have at least something around framing my face, but it's just too hot. So I don't know what the temperature is here at the moment. All I do know is that it's extremely humid right now. And this weather doesn't help. It brings out my skin condition, which I don't like. But hey, that's me. Like it or lump it. That's how I look at it. I can't do anything about it. Okay, so my name's Lorraine. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the Fraser Coast area of Queensland in Australia. Oh, you're heading for 36? Yeah, I don't even know. Let's see if what's it got down there? I can't actually read it without going into it. Oh, let's see if I can see what the weather is. It says at the moment it says Maryborough 29. I can tell you it's warmer than that. Rain starting in about 3.5 hours, and then it says sea full forecast, but I don't want to do that. I think it's hotter than 29 out there. I really do. I'd say it was around about 32 out there. Okay. Your humidity is 20. Oh, I think our humidity must be up around 96% or something. Hi, Sue. How are you this morning? Yeah, so anyway, I don't know. What's it like in Bundaberg, Mum? Well, you said sunny day, so is it hot? It probably is because Mum's an hour and a half north of me. So, yeah. Alrighty, what have we got going on? To be honest, I haven't checked in the last couple of days, but I do know that next Tuesday, the 25th, we have the Black Friday sale starting. So there's going to be 40% off some things, 25% off other things, 10% off others. So I'm actually holding out on my order because I do have an order to go in with the new stuff, but I'm holding out because I also want to get some card stock, and I know that there's some card stock, some selected. So we'll just see if what I want's on there, but if not, it doesn't matter. And we'll just see how things go. But yeah, of course, I've seen a heap of stuff that I like, but it's not possible to have all of it. I don't know why, but it's just not possible. Oh dear. So here we go now. We're now all a number. We no longer have names. And I think pretty much every video I've been into, it's now the numbers and not the names. You're not going out today, Mum? No. Oh, it's 19 degrees there. So, I wouldn't mind that. Hi, Donna. How are you this morning? Good to see you. Oh, you have low humidity too, Kerry? Yeah. Anyway, we can't do anything about it. So, all right. So we do have that sale coming up. Stampin' Up are putting on classes. If you're wanting to join one of their classes, the best thing is to pop in, and it will be advertised on the Stampin' Up platform. So that's probably the best way to have a look at that. Okay, I'm going to go down to the desk because I've already nattered too much. I could sit here and natter. It would be so much cooler. Okay. Here we go. So let's move that out of the... So I don't know, Marlene, what it is with all the numbers. It just seems to have changed. All the platforms through YouTube seem to have gone to the numbers and not our names. So I really don't know what that's about. I really don't. It's a nuisance, really, because, I mean, nearly everybody, it's got their name. But if you've got someone who hasn't got their name, it's hard to know who they are. I don't have a number. I do when I go into who doesn't have a number? Let me see. Marlene doesn't have a number. That's right. She doesn't. Mum doesn't. Oh, she's got, what's she got? K1X. Just depends, I suppose. I think it's something to do with your email address. That's right, Kerry. It absolutely does. Yeah, it does make it harder. All right, so I have really not got too much of an idea of what I'm going to do this morning. So I haven't used these Builder Blossoms yet. I did have a little bit of a play just before I came on. And what I did before I came on is not going to fit on a card unless I do an 8. Has anyone ever done the 8x8 cards? 8 inches by 8 inches. Hang on, let me show you. I mean, they're huge. What do I do with those envelopes? So I do have a whole load of 8x8. That's the envelope. Like, you can't make the envelope out of one sheet of 12x12. Ah, that must be what it is then, Suzanne. It's I was going to do that actually afterwards and see if I could change it. So I wonder if you can change it. Don't know. So the 8x8 cards give you a huge... Yeah, you can change your YouTube name, but this I don't think comes from where the name is. Yes, Donna. UK do a lot of 12 by 12, 12 by 12s. My goodness me, 8 by 8s. What does that mean? So before I did Stampin' Up, I used to do a lot with the 8 by 8. So look at the size of the card. I mean, they're huge, absolutely huge. But it does give you a big area to work on. This is just some that I mean, I still sell them because I have them. But yeah, so lots and lots of those. Just pop them over there. The largest is 6 by 6 or 5 by 7. They are rather cute, aren't they, Holly? So what I like to do, and that's what I was sort of mucking around with a bit this morning, because like this piece of paper is a background of one of those cards, those sorts of cards. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, wow, that would be so perfect to put a scene on. But obviously I can't use it. So, but what I did do this morning, look at this. So this obviously isn't going to fit on a 5 by 7 card. Well, it would if I suppose if we didn't. Let me just get a card front, or the size that I use. The big one. What's the big one? Yeah, 5 by 7. It possibly would. But thank you, Roz. Thanks, Donna. Yeah, so what do we do when we've got a huge, great big stamp like that? So I'm going to see, because also in this pack, we'll get rid of the stuff that I'm not allowed to use. Also in this pack, we have this and this, and I'm thinking they might go together. We also have single petals, and we also have some splatter. You changed yours. It was coming up as Lesl's. Managed to change it. My numbers are date of birth. Oh, okay. All right, yeah. So maybe if it's not showing your actual name, you could change it for that. As opposed to, like, mine used to come up as Lorraine's Colour Me Crazy Cards and Papercraft, but it doesn't do that anymore. Maybe it's something they brought in. I don't know. So we've got all these different things here. So I did have a play with this enormous stamp, which is, I just stamped it around like that, and then I put the circle in the middle. Next time I do this, I think I'll put the circle in first. But if I measure, I did it on just a scrap piece of paper. So, but if I measure that, I don't think, let me measure the flower itself. Actually, it probably would just fit onto the front of a card. But I think it's too big. So I'm going to have a play with this today, and I'm obviously going to need some help. So that's what we're going to do. All right, stop it, phone. You can sit under there. My husband's out, and he may call me. And I don't want to miss the call if he does. So, all right, so let's get some card and let's get started. So this will be, I think this is big enough for a base card. Let me move that over that way so that I've got room. Yeah, so it is 8. Yeah, it is 8. So I want 5 3/4. Just trying to miss, there's a little splodge on the other side. So that is the card base. Oh, I've got splodges on that side as well. So have I got it on my hand? Nope. I was going to say, please excuse my nails. We in that storm yesterday, we had packets of seeds that we hadn't planted, and it was always, you know, oh, we'll do it at some time. And we didn't, and they got wet yesterday. So I said, right, that's it. And I went out into the garden and I just chucked them in anywhere. So if it does work, we're going to have a country garden with lots of different seeds coming up. So here's hoping that it all does actually germinate. But who knows? Let me see. What shall we put with that? Let's put just want to put something behind it. Red. Can't make up my mind this morning, I tell you. Let's do green. Should be a piece of... Let's do this soft sea foam, which I'm actually quite liking at the moment. So I'll put that as a... This is going to be 5.5 by 3 3/4. 3 3/4 by 5.5. That's just going to go on there. Might do it that way because then it'll cover up that piece, a little bit of yellow. And then I think I'll just do white on the as the top. And see where we go. Piece of white. And I'm going to stamp on white as well if I do 3D. So it's going to look quite pale, but that's okay. We can deal with that. Yes, Leslie, it's a shame that it's changed. It really is. All right, so we're going to have that. Nothing too bright or special or anything like that. And then we're going to have a play with, I have cleaned that stamp, so that one can go back. That's the other thing I found. I found my stamp cleaner, which is really good. And let me clean this one. Put that away, and then we'll try those other two and see what we get. I might have to try it onto a piece of blank first. Put that one away. So we'll get this one out, and we'll get this one out, and we'll see. I might use the splatter as well in a minute. We'll see what we get. So I might do some self-stamping, tone on tone with the splatter. Actually, I've used this splatter in one of the other cards I did. So what do I want? The soft sea foam. I'll just do tone on tone on here. Just all around the edges so that when we put the other card on, the white on, it doesn't look like it's lost in the... And it doesn't really matter where we pop this because it's all the inner side of it is going to be covered up. What's going on with this? 'tis a bit weird. Didn't seem to want to stamp there for a minute. It's very pale, and yet this is a brand new one, so definitely not getting. I might have to have a look at that. Maybe spread it over a bit more evenly. All right, so we've got that for the background at the moment. So that just helps that along a little bit. Now, these. I was tempted to use the branch out of branching out. Hi, Kim, how are you? But now I'm not so sure. So let me see what this looks like. Okay. And then we'll have a look. Now, this one's so juicy, you can't do anything. And that's that. So what happens if I put that on that? It makes a mess. All right. Try it the other way. I haven't actually seen anybody use this, and I suppose I should. No, I like them individual. Anybody use this one? Let me know. Give me some ideas. Okay, what am I going to do then? So, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I think I'm not going to use the Pretty in Pink. I'll use something lighter, maybe not Pretty in Pink, the Petunia Pop. I'll use Pretty in Pink. Let me do some flowers and then see what I'm going to do with them afterwards. That's probably the easiest way. So I'm just going to stamp some off. Oh. This is sort of just to give it a, it's looking too even and I don't like even. Goodness knows what I'm going to do after I've done this. I really don't know. But anyway, so that gives us a bit of, look at these bits here. All right, so we've got that. Let's go in with, we've got that on there. I don't know how this is going to work. So what I'm thinking now is I would like to put something quite light. So maybe some lemon lolly. Is this lemon lolly? Yes, it is. Oh, well done, Lorraine. In the background, so sort of like stamp it off and just put a few in these areas in the background. Take it off of there just in case. I should really stamp it off. Okay, so now I've sort of got a background to go on my background. I'm doing well with backgrounds today, so we've got that. Now what I want to do is I want to do a couple of flowers that I can use and I can build up and pop in the middle. I think Let me get some white card out to stamp on. So what colour flowers do you think? Because I don't really want pink or yellow, green now, obviously. Probably wanting to put about 3 flowers in there, but let me get the branching out. And maybe early espresso. Maybe I'm just not moving that down. No, we're all good. So before I do, I'm actually quite liking the colours in that. I thought about using the small maybe the larger branch and just use the top of it. So I need this big. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put some like branches, and we're going to have a tree with branches. Put that, maybe that. Possibly that. Let's see how we go with that. Oh, how lovely, Kim. It's a do nothing day. You've got to love those days. Absolutely got to love them. We find that when we do anything, we always have enough food for a month. So what do we think so far? So now I'm just going to, I've done that. Now I'm just going to do some of these little flowers. And so I've got that and that with that over the top. Builder blossoms. I don't think they didn't have any, let me go with the blackberry bliss. They didn't have any die cuts with them. So let me just try this. Oh, that's very dark, isn't it? Maybe not blackberry bliss. Let's go with, I need it to show up, pumpkin pie. Let me give that a quick clean. You had a nap today. That's good. Oh, that's very dark as well, and it doesn't go with that. Oh, I'm having trouble here. What color am I going to put with this, ladies, please? Please, please. Not pumpkin pie, not blackberry bliss. Petunia pop is the darkest pink, I suppose. So let me try that. I didn't want to use this particularly, but it looks like I might have to. So let's do, they're not really doing what I want them to do. Right. We're going to go with a different flower because I don't like that one. This is Petals of Beauty. And what I'm going to do, there's a little 3 There's two different ones, little ones with 3 flowers, and that's what I'm going to use. So there's that. And there is, oh, come off of there, that. So I'm going to use those. Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape. We can try that, absolutely. I'm liking this, but I'm not really sure about what I want to put on it. Highland Heather, I've got Fresh Freesia. Gorgeous Grape. Fresh Freesia. Is that Highland? No. Helen Mambo. We could try the Fresh Freesia. That might be a little bit too pale. Let's try it with this one. Oh, that's actually quite nice, isn't it? Oh, I like the Fresh Freesia. That may be a go. Let me have a look at, let's wipe that off quickly. This is Gorgeous Grape. I think that's too dark. I definitely like, I think that might be too dark, but we can give it a go. What I'm going to have to do anyway is cut them. I'm sure there's a way that these build. That's why they're called builder flowers, but I'm not sure. Not sure how. No. All right, we're just going to go with the, I'll use the Fresh Freesia because I don't have Highland Heather. Get rid of the Petunia Pop. I'm going to get some more white because I've used all that. Let me clean that one off. I might put those on as well. I'll see in a minute. I just don't want to lose them. Clean that one off. Did I clean that one? Okay, let me find some more white. And I only want to do 2 or 3. So here we go. So that's those. And then I'll change. I'm not sure how I'm going to cut these out, to be honest. Let me get the scissors. 2nd generation. Yeah, Fresh Freesia. 2nd generation. For the Fresh Freesia, you mean? That's a bit too pale, I think. Let me find my scissors. I know I've got some here somewhere. There they are. Basically, what has anyone worked with this at all? Because it's quite different. I might have to have a play. I didn't think it was going to be that difficult, to be honest. It's not one that I've... So all I'm doing here is I'm just sort of cutting around this. Just to... Not leaving too much of a white border. And then I thought sort of like pop them up. Oh, for the darker one. Yeah, yeah. Hi, Tanya. How are you? That's right. I remember you do have it. We have our team meeting Tuesdays, but I've got my grandchildren tomorrow from 6:30 a.m. until their dad picks them up when he finishes work. He'll be here about 2:45. So I don't know if I'll be attending mine or not, or just I will still do a live because they can go out in the yard and play, or their grandfather will be here. So maybe another one there. I had more than that. Here we go. What do we think? Let me try and cut one of these. Let's see what we think. Now, I suppose this is something to think about when you order stamp sets. This one's really probably, I love it for the idea of the base. I really love that base that I've done there. But when it comes to sort of building something up on it, it makes it a bit. And I didn't even know I was going to do that on the background. Had no clue, people, no clue at all. There we go. That's not too bad. So one of those could go on there. Let's do another one of those and another one of the small ones, and that'll be it. They're not actually too hard to cut around. I think they'd look nice embossed. I think it would look nice with embossed flowers, but we're too late to do that now. So I've got a few other things here to show you because I did promise this week that I would do some different stuff as well, which I plan to do. So I've got to try and mix what I do in with Stampin' Up stuff, which I'm pretty sure I can do that. So that's not so much a problem. So one will be the sewing, doing the edges, the stitched edges. But I have to have the time beforehand to do 90% of that before I start, because I don't want to bore you stupid with watching me do stitching. How does that look? Let me put this back in here because I don't think I'll have a look in a minute. Maybe I will use them. So yeah. All right, let me look at these. And what I want to do is give them a bit of shape because they're flat and I don't want them flat. So I don't know if you've ever seen me do this, but I just put them into the palm of my hand and rub my knuckle through. You can do them with a large ball tool. You can do exactly the same thing, but I still put it in my hand, or you can put it onto a mat. It's entirely up to you. To me, it's just as easy to do it this way, or like I said, with my knuckle. So that is what I'm doing with these. I'm just going to put some of those up on dimensionals. When I find my dimensionals. Now, probably the bigger ones. And the Take Your Pick tool is AWOL. Use your scissors, Lorraine. It's probably not. It's probably, there it is. I actually put it away. That's why I couldn't find it. All right. So what I'm thinking is, where did I have one there? One there. One of those there. No, I want a small one. There, larger one, small one, and a small one. So I think we'll do it like that. So I'm just going to put the dimensional down on there and then pop that on top of it. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be okay with the large dimensionals even on the smaller. So we're going to pop that one there. I'm going to put that one there. It's okay that it's hanging over because it's still got a bit of, I might have left it a bit too much, but I can trim it off if necessary. And then that one helps if you take that off as well. There, and then I've just got one left, and I might just put it down there. Now I'm probably going to do something quite ridiculous, but I'm going to give it a go. Now, what did you say? Second generation for the gorgeous grape. Let me check that out. Not overly happy with that. I was going to just do a few around on the inside there, but I'm thinking I might just stick with that Highland Heather for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp directly onto the card on some of those areas where I don't have anything. And I might go second generation with that. I'll have a look just to see how we go. Oh, that is so much, so pretty. So let me just put some of these in here. It's just to like fill those spots. So it looks a bit like it's in the background behind those flowers. I think that's pretty much all I need. Let's maybe do a full. No, I was more happy without it. But anyway. All right, so that's what we've got so far. Let's put this onto here. We've got a mess. All right, let me put this onto here. Okay, and then we will put this onto the card. If I'm on early enough on different ones, I'll name everybody, but otherwise I do that. Hi everybody, too many to name individually. Okay, so that one is still within the thing. All right, so this is what we've got for our card so far. And I'm thinking now I'm going to use some bling as the centerpieces here. So I was thinking I'd like to use a yellow, and this is low profile sparkle dots, and I'm not sure whether they're still current or not, but I would like to pop, where's the bigger ones here, pop these, if you can get them off the thing. I think they would look quite sweet stuck in the middle here. I'm not sure about the bigger flowers. They sort of need, whoops. This one does not want to go in the middle. Where did that go? So that one would go in there. And I'm really not sure about what to do in the center of these here. Although, what I could do, let's see how this works. So this is Daffodil Delight. And I'm thinking maybe just, because this has little dots in it, so if I just color in those little dots with the Daffodil Delight, and then what I'll do is put some Wink of Stella. Hi, Glenda. I've got lots of stuff in my stash. We're going to hit the boundaries this week, I can tell you. But hey, what the heck, hey? Now I've got that one. Let's not go back in there in a minute. Okay, I'm definitely going to have a look at this Builder Blossoms one and see if I can see where anybody may have used it and get an idea of what they've done with it. But anyway, that's what I've got so far. So none of those have got so I'm just thinking maybe hello, or happiest birthday wishes. What do you think? I like the hello in this one. I really do. So let's get the hello. You can see I've used it a million times. And I've told myself before to stop exaggerating. And you know what? I think I might do it just in there like that. And I might just go straight in with, I'm really testing myself here, go straight in with basic grey so that I'm not trying to pop it up or do it on anything special. Let me take one of these off that I've cleaned, that one. Please, please, please. There you go. Look at that. It worked. Yay. So that is the outside hello. Yes. So that's what I've got on the outside. Now we need to do something for the inside. I do like this. It's just too big. I mean, look at it. It's huge. Absolutely ginormous. However, what I could do here's Lorraine being, you love it? Do you know, when Molly was my dog, when she was coming up for adoption, and I said to the senior manager who was at the time, I said to her, I said, if I was to just, she said, just take her, you know, like just buy her. And I said, if I was to do that, I said, I would be in all sorts of trouble. So she says to me, but Lorraine, she said, it's much better to ask for forgiveness than rather than permission. And I thought about it and I thought, I'm not game. Because one time I took a dog home and I didn't get spoken to for a fortnight. That was when my son was young. And we took a gorgeous dog. His name was Trigger, and everybody loved him in the end. But, yeah, my husband wasn't overly impressed. So I'd learned a lesson there. Don't arrive home with any animal unless you've spoken about it or at least said you're going to do it. So he doesn't like surprises. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to be really probably a bit silly here, but anyway, we're going to have a go. I'm just going to cut an insert. Let me see what I've got. Maybe just a plain white if I've got it. Of course I don't. Nope. Let me use this. That's all right, I'm looking for a piece to do an insert. My scraps of white are huge, the container I have with the scraps of white, but they're never big enough to actually do anything with. I think, let's just do it. I have a right mess here today, don't I? So I'm going just to do this at 5.5 by 3 3/4. This is for the insert. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick that on there like that for my insert. What do you think? Just to bring some of the outside in, go a bit flower powery. I think that'll work. This is thinner paper actually, so we'll just see. Your way or the highway. Oh dear. I get the silent treatment if I'm in bad books, which sometimes is quite nice. All right, so I've got that on there. Well, it just seemed a shame to waste it, Holly. Such a pretty flower, but just too big for anything that we've got here for today. And of course it is in a different color, but who's going to notice? My card. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. We're going to grab the Wink of Stella, and I'm going to do these centers here and some of these petals. Just give that a bit of a sparkle as well. I love it when I've got a new Wink of Stella and it works straight away. Bit on this one. And there we are. Oh dear, you girls are funny. My theory is I've put up with everything for 40 years, so I might as well keep on doing it. All right, so this is the card that we've got this morning. I nearly said this afternoon. These, it doesn't show up very well that those are popping up, but these are popping up. This is just a background of the same sort of flowers. They're just popped up. We've got the hello, and I've put that in there just as the to bring the outside in. Okay, so what do we think? Do we like that? I am definitely going to find out more about this Builder Blossoms and see, because yeah, see that it's got individual petals. Maybe that was a petal and not a middle. Who knows? Maybe that's the middle of that big one. Maybe. Who knows? And then you've got the single ones. It did come together in the end, didn't it, Kerry? It surprised me. You love it, Tanya. That's so good. It's quite a cute little card, and I think it would be okay for someone. But yeah, so it's surprising what you can do if you just muck around a little bit. And as I said, I had no clue what I was actually going to do, so it has come together okay. That's okay, Barbara, not a problem. Now, anyone who's in the background, if you're watching and you'd like to know when I'm coming on again, if you'd like to subscribe, that would be absolutely wonderful. I think I'm at 131. I would love to be at 150 by Christmas. So anyone who can help me out with that, I would be so grateful. Okay, so I will be on again tomorrow. Let me come to the top camera. We've Donna. Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much for joining me today, and please look after you and yours. It is a happy card, Donna. You look after you and yours, and please be careful on the roads. 132 today. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. Yes. I'll look at you all. I know. It's just the more that we get, then the more the more our channel gets put out there. And yeah, so it's really good. But I know you girls keep an eye on it for me. All righty. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all again tomorrow morning. And I did have some stuff to show you, but we're right on time now, so we will go for now, and I'll see you all tomorrow. You take care, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate every one of you. Bye for now.